What is it, Emmy? Nothing less than the rest of her life, man. I bring her to church and walk the straight and narrow road. Now I got a dizzle. I wanna be more than a feather in a halo. Hey, Dan the man. I fell asleep, so I'm late. So now I'm dizzling, you know? Hey, Lucky. Do y'all have to dizzle when y'all wake up? I'm still dizzling. Did y'all have a good day? I did it like the old days. I put my earbud in so I can sing if someone is sad. I'm fashionably late, huh? I haven't looked anymore at Mark's hurricane status, his weather. I'm hoping that it goes right above them because, like, where Bermuda is, I'm sure he knows more than me, but just based on what our news said, Bermuda's like right here, and the path was going this way, but it was like right beside it. I was hoping it would just go up a little more. You've been talking to your mom. You told her your conversation with your classmate who's now a cardio doctor. He said he'll help me with Project One distribution. Okay. You're making you some network connections. You networking, Lucky. That's how you network. That's my most weakest link when it comes to business. Being the social one of the, I can't do that part. I guess I could if my if it depended on me being hungry or something, but that's definitely my weak point. I'm antisocial, you know. I know, Lucky. I've been thinking about that today. I hope it goes above him. Plus, his folks' house is on the south side, like he said. They'd get the brunt of the storm. Yeah, I didn't hear that part. I just hope it moves. It turns. Alright, Queen of Pentacles. Will the laser eye surgery I get be beneficial for me? Queen of Pentacles, if you get it, you need to come back and tell me how it goes, because I might get it for my daughter. I've always been able to wear contacts, but she can't. So I think it would be worth it if she wouldn't have to wear glasses then. Alright, let's check. That's good, Lucky. This is a sad ass song. We gotta hit shuffle, y'all. We can't be dealing with that and me dizzling all at the same time. Will the laser eye surgery be beneficial for Queen of Pentacles? He told his mom to make up bags of ice if the juice goes off. He should let his mom and dad stay with him. I'll just tell him what to do. A hair must have come on my leg. I didn't know what that was. Freaked me out. One of my hairs must have fell out my head and touched my leg. That freaked me out. As long as it ain't nothing alive, I'm okay. I had the cataract surgery 2 years ago. What a blessing. I bet that made a huge difference, Dan. People be going completely blind when they have cataracts. Well, functionally blind, you know, where they can't do much of nothing. In the beginning, you're going to feel like you have to take some healing, strength reversed. It might take a toll on you after it's over initially, or up until it happens, you might be anxious or worried, but it will make a difference because the Wheel of Fortune is upright. So you're going to have positive effects from getting the surgery if you get it, Queen of Pentacles. So, yes. Your answer is yes. This strength reverse, I would think, is normal. You know, it's either before it happens you're worried, or after it happens it takes some time to get over it, something like that. But the Wheel of Fortune is upright, so I would say yes. Okay, Dan. You're welcome. You said you committed to your mom that you'll pay off all her bills when this blows up. Look at you. You're welcome. That's probably why the strength reverse came out, because you was worried. That's normal. We all get worried when we do stuff to ourselves with a doctor, you know? That is normal. I'd probably be freaking out too. I'm about to look at the weather for Bermuda. It looks like they're going to have rain all night. And then tomorrow it's just going to be kind of gross weather and windy. Okay, Lucky. I hope it turns. Hey, Lovely. All right, let me check, Lovely. Does Z, my ex, miss me? Does Z, your ex, miss you? I can read you loud. Hey, Tanya. Did you have a good day? Listen, I can't believe I did that. Look. That the cat dropped in. I bet you had some bruising after that, Dan. You said it took them 3 times. Anything with like an IV or the PIC line, that just, ugh. Really think last night would last forever? Did you really think that guy on the moon? Damn, everything you got was swords, Lovely. This feels like they're going to communicate with you. I don't know why, but Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, Justice, to make things right. So yeah, I guess they do miss you. They're waiting on the right opportunity to communicate. I just feel like you'll soon hear from this person. That's in their mind. They need to talk to you so y'all can make things right. So I'll give that a yes. Surgeon wanted by why you sweating. You're welcome, Lovely. I don't know, it's like in their mind they want to talk to you. So you have to come let me know if that works out that way. I think free will does exist, God. Thank you, Miss Bikini. You can post your question, but you didn't have to donate to me. But thank you. I think this is just my opinion. I don't know that much about what you're asking, but the reason free will exists is because we can consciously make certain decisions to go down certain timelines. That's just my opinion. Even if we don't realize that's what we're doing, we're creating that outcome. Whether we're doing it consciously or not, there's a version of me. They ain't one of them left, I'm gonna tell you that. That ship sailed a long time ago, but a version of us doing different things than we are now. And the way that version comes to pass in the 3D world is by certain choices we make, certain thoughts we think, and certain actions we take. It's called changing your state. Just my opinion, but you're welcome, and you too. All right, let's see what Miss Bikini said. I want to know that selling those cars was the right decision. This guy buys and sells cars for a living. It is a little slimy, but it's okay. So you want me to ask if that was the right thing to do, Miss Bikini? You worried about it? The lady that does my feet is leaving 10:08, so I hope she will be there tomorrow. Oh no, you're having a bad day. Let's check. I don't need a tarot card to tell me this part, but you're in that kind of thing that happened to me before. It probably still happens to me, I just don't know it, but you're in that kind of place where you only have a little bitty viewpoint of where you are in your current timeline. But what you can't see is that you're being led down a certain path for a reason. And I feel like you can see it afterwards, you know? Sometimes it takes a couple years to look back before you see it. Alright, let's see what comes out. I understand completely. I do understand. Even to this day, I get lost without having a husband sometimes. To ask questions, to do things for me. That sounds terrible, but I'm just always used to having that other person my whole life. Well, the first one didn't do a whole lot like they were supposed to, but the other one did. We just didn't get along that good. But the one good thing about him is that he did all the manly things. I know that sounds so old-fashioned. That sounds so whatever. People will trip balls about you saying something like that. But you know, old-fashioned, manly, the woman does this and the man does that. That's the kind of thing it was. So I do understand. In fact, if your marriage had anything like mine, then you probably would have let him deal with that completely. You wouldn't have even been in the place to deal with settling of that vehicle. You would have let him handle that. He would have haggled the deal. He would have come up with the price. Him and the guy would have talked. You might have took a message for him or something, but you would have waited till he was home and they would have done all the things. Exactly. I get it. I do get it. Hey, Claudia. How are you, baby? Ain't that the truth, Dan? She's been going through it. Thank you, Claudia. So the feeling that you're feeling about this car, this might not make sense, but this is the way it looks to me. So this is your energy before the cars got sold. Hey, Matt, how are you, baby? 10 of Wands, this is your burdens or the things you're going through, the worries you have. You know all the things. I'm not going to sit here and say all that in my room, but you get what I'm saying. You get what the 10 of Wands is. And it's around every decision you make, right? It's not just about selling the cars, but in general, it's easy to get that feeling because you're going through so much right now. So something small could give you that feeling. If you spend a little bit too much on an order you placed for DoorDash or something, it might send you into a bad day. But it's not really about the order. It's about the fact that you're having a rough time. So it's like you're validated in feeling that. That's okay to feel that, but it's because you're already under so much pressure and stress. So the feelings that you're feeling, Miss Bikini, are not from selling the vehicles. I feel like that was something you needed to do because part of where you're trying to go, that is included in that vision. There's a lot of memories tied to them. You know what I'm saying? So had your husband still been here, you probably would have kept them. Even the house, even though you want to sell it, right? It's probably still going to hurt when you do it. Even though that's where you're trying to get to, like right now you can only focus on, man, I need to get to that point where I can get my new place or be in the camper or be, you know what I'm saying? But once you actually do it, it's going to hurt because it's the pieces that you have left of that life. You see? So it's not a bad idea what you did. Here's the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. I'm just seeing what you're feeling in general. Like the unhappiness you feel at times, it's not because of the car. It's just because of everything you're going through all at once. So honestly, I would just pray and release this to God. If you can, I know you can't not feel bad anymore. That's not going to happen. I mean, I hope it does, but you can't just choose to not feel bad. You're in like grief. So the grief is there, and the cars were just a byproduct of what you're seeing as making that feeling happen today or yesterday or the next week. You know, you might go through it for a little while, but it's because it's not really about any of that. It's about your husband, right? You love him. It's about your husband and you love him. So you still have to do what you have to do. Because you feel lost without him. I see that. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. The Magician reversed. Like you feel like you can't make the things happen like you want them to. And honestly, if you do feel that, that's normal. And even if everything, like if I gave you a piece of paper right now and I said, write down everything that, I'm going to give you 3 magic wishes, right? The only thing is you can't bring Phil back in these wishes. You would probably put sell the house, get you a new smaller place. And if I was to grant all those things to you today, it would probably overwhelm you with a lot of grief, right? Because why? You're letting go of everything that's familiar and tied to him. So it's all sad for you. It's a lot to take in. So you're stronger than you think you are. Sun reversed. It would make you unhappy even though in your mind you know that's what you got to get to. And I do feel like you're in like a spiral. So what I mean by that is you might go a week or two and then have a couple good days and then you're like, okay, I'm coming up out of it. And then you turn around and you're like, today sucked balls. This whole week has sucked balls. It's because it's not like a straight line. Even to this day, I go through like post-traumatic stress from what I went through in 2019. And I know some people might be able to work through it quicker than others, but I still go through it. I still get sad. And it was a way different reason than what happened to you, but I feel like some of the same emotional stuff comes up, if that makes sense. When you lose everything you know as your life, no matter how good or bad it was, honestly, if it's your comfort zone and it's everything you've known, and the most hurtful part is when your intentions was to be in that situation until you left this planet. That was your true intentions. Like you were going to do everything it took. Hey Fiona, how are you, baby? You were going to do everything it took to stay in that situation until you left this planet. That was your plan. Your backup plan was to make it happen if anything came in between that happening. To take the steps to make it stay, to make it stick and make it work. That was like my mindset, and I'm sure it was yours, right? You didn't have a backup plan in this situation. This was your life. You were keeping this life until you left this planet. And having it snatched from you it ain't easy. And I know it probably ain't easy to talk to feel. That might not be something you like to do, but I think you need to. Just be like, I'm feeling like I made the wrong, but you didn't. You made a hard decision, not a wrong one. Exactly. And whenever you move forward and you let go of items that are part of your life that you knew with him, that's the sad part of it, right? But it's okay to feel that. So at least you're not one of them people that's like trying to be fake happy or toxic happy. You know what I'm saying? Where you just try to push it all down. At least you're letting it out. It's part of it. It's called grief. And whether you lose somebody in death or divorce or anything that's traumatic, it's going to be rough. It's some of the roughest things we go through as humans. Divorce, death, addiction, all those things are up on the list. Like, you're going through some very painful things. So you're actually stronger than you think you are. I feel like, too, don't beat yourself up as you go along on the journey. If other decisions you make that are like these give you a sense of heaviness, because that 10 of Wands and that 2 of Wands is saying, like, no matter what decision, whether you go left or right, you're still going to feel a sense of heaviness. Because let's think about it like this. Let's say you kept the cars, right? Let's say you didn't sell them. And you said, okay, I'm going to keep them. I don't know about this guy. He might be slimy, whatever. You're going to feel the heaviness of having that thing to get accomplished later. Like, that's on your to-do list, and you got to figure out how to make it work. So that's going to be a heaviness. Or the hard, heavy fact of letting it go. Did you make the right decision? So see, it's kind of like pick your hard. They're both painful, and it all comes down to you loved your husband and you loved your life. So therefore, all the pieces of your life are near and dear to your heart. It's the one thing that you can hold on with your hand still that you have left that's tied to your person. And even if it's a little thing, it's a big thing to you because it's the things you have left. You don't have him left, so the things tied to him are still there, along with the memories, So don't be hard on yourself. And when you're sad about a decision or you feel like you messed up, journal, talk to him, pray and ask God to take the heaviness away, and stay in here and talk to us, because it's okay to be sad. It's okay to have a bad week, a month, a year. I'm not saying I wish those things on you. I'm just saying being honest about how you really feel, that takes more strength than burying it and self-medicating by getting drunk every day, right? You don't do that. So it takes more strength to do what you're doing, being honest about how it feels. And the more items you get rid of, it might be sad. Even like I said, the house. I already thought about that before, like I'm gonna be so proud for you because you're gonna have that responsibility removed, and hopefully you can have something else that's easier to take care of and more like just like your little safe space. But you're still gonna yearn for that because it was part of the life you love so much, That's right, Matt. If you feel like crying sometimes, then break it out. I'm finna give you an oracle card, Miss Bikini. And I wish I knew like the perfect thing to just pick your energy up and make your mood all better, but sometimes it's not there, It's just part of the process. Fiona says she journals too, Miss Bikini. That's right. See, you just catch him up and let that be your release. Like, really believe in your heart. His spirit isn't gone. That thing is everlasting. Just the body part is gone. That was a temporary vehicle for his soul, right? So talk to his soul, because that's still there. You're going to make me cry. Oh, Lord Jesus. We ain't in the business of crying on the internet tonight. But his soul's still there. That part I do know. Think about how proud he would be of you to have made it this far. You know? He's not mad at you for doing something to get your life more bearable, more where you can, take care of it easier. You don't have a big old house anymore. I know you do now, but I'm saying in the end, when all this is said and done, and you don't have multiple vehicles to take care of and a big house and all the things that he helped, that he ultimately took care of. He doesn't expect you to take care of that. So getting rid of it, that was part of the path to get you where you want to be or need to be. So everything ain't so heavy and you don't have so many unneeded responsibilities and burdens. So it's kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off, I would imagine, because it's something you need to do, but at the same time it's near and dear to your heart, so it's going to hurt. All right, I'm going to give you some oracles. Jonathan Beefert says, I got 5 on it. He trying to go half with somebody on a dime bag of weed. That's what we used to say when I was in high school 20 years ago. I got 5 on it, and then we'd go get some weed and roll a blunt. All right, Miss Bikini, what'd you get? Never dim your light for the sake of making others comfortable. Now, what this means is, in your reading and in your situation today, how this applies is that if you're still sad and it's been 2 years or 3 years or 5 or 7, I'm not saying sit in that forever. What I'm saying is your emotions are valid. You just sat there and cried, that's valid. That's because that's truly what you felt. You're authentically feeling it. You're not wrapped up in drug addiction and getting drunk every day. You're facing your reality, even though it's not the funnest of times. So you're being really who you are. And you gotta let it out somehow. Journal and cry. All of those things are part of grieving, And it's gonna look like this, from what I can tell with trauma that's happened in my life. You get up and down, and it's a little bit zigzaggy. It's a little bit messy sometimes, but that's who you really are, and you're embracing it. All right, this one says, do something to surprise yourself. Do something good for yourself. Go buy yourself some small thing you've been wanting, or treat yourself to a smoothie at your favorite smoothie cafe. Go have your favorite Starbucks. I'm just naming random examples. You might not even like any of those things, but you know the thing I mean. Yeah, go get your toes did, Miss Bikini. Go get your toes did. And journal about that too. Tell him all the things. I feel like that'll make you feel better. Update him on all the things in your journal. The good things and the rough things. All right, this one says, savor all the moments you can't put into words. Savor all the moments you can't put into words. You just said a while ago something about some words. So savor all the good ones that you can't put into words. Just hold on to the emotions you felt when you experienced those good memories. And on the bottom of the deck, it says, Give yourself permission to cut loose. For you, I feel like this is saying giving yourself permission to feel what you truly feel. Whatever that is, embrace it. Give yourself permission to cut loose, or give yourself permission to be human and have authentic emotions, because what you had was a true life partnership with someone you loved with all your heart. That's not something you get over, in a week or two. It just don't work that way. Not true love, So it's okay, no matter how long it takes you to grieve, even if that process goes on for years. Look at the gift you had for it to be that big a deal to be missing. So you're very welcome, and we love you. You can always listen to our goofy asses and hang out in here, and hopefully we'll make you laugh. I even have my earbuds in so I can sing if you get too sad. That's right, Matt. Do something you always wanted to do. Mark better come in here and tell us he's all right, damn it. Or I'm going to be messaging him on Facebook. He's probably like, girl, I'm trying to get hurricane ready and you bugging me. Have y'all seen the weather? It's like headed right for them. I was praying it would turn. Oh, Jonathan, that got 5 on it, if you're in here and you want me to answer a short question or something for you, your name doesn't look familiar, so I'm not sure I remember you, but he said he got 5 on it. Oh, cousin, I'm a redneck from the South. I'm a rapper. I sing country. Always 2 comes a buzzing when taking pictures. Well, I'm proud and big and small. Think it's thumping, motherfucker. We love you too. What y'all doing in there? Y'all sound like y'all punching at each other in the air beside y'all's head. Is that what y'all doing? Now they trying to be quiet, so they're trying to gaslight me and they're acting like they ain't doing nothing. Me too, Fiona. I said that reminds me of my high school years. We used to always say, I got 5 on it, and then we would half a dime bag and roll up a joint or a blunt.
Marley County Sheriff's Department.
They trying to play too much over here. Emily told him to shut up. She whispered it. Are y'all punching the air at each other in there?
From you, you druggie.
Listen at him.
You sinful creature.
6'7". Smoking
that dope. Damn kids.
6'7". That's how Emily does when she says it. 6'7".
That is not what I say. Get away from me.
I would have loved to have known you too, Fiona. You have cancer in your chart. My best friend was a cancer in high school. I always get along with cancer women. Not just cancer women, but like if I'm close to somebody, I'm like, figure out they're a cancer. They do it all the time, Ms. Bikini. 6'7". I still don't get 6'7". I Googled it, and it still don't make no sense to me. That 6'7" thing be like, I don't know. I got 5 on it, the song by Laniz in 1995. I was 10 years old. It's not supposed to make sense. But they say it so much you would think they had like a meaning attached to it. Like the stuff we used to say, like, that's off the chain. That meant that was just like awesome beyond words. At least we had a definition for the saying that we said, See, Dan, Venus and Mars and North Node in Cancer. That's almost a stellium. I think it's like 4 placements. I don't know a lot about astrology, but I be asking Chat GPT all this stuff about my astrology or my life path. And today, like, it was going off about it. And then it spit out my birthday and my birth time and the location. And I was like, thinking to myself, I freaked out. I'm like, where did it know that? But maybe it remembers what I tell it. There you are, Marky. We've been wondering about you. And I have a stellium in Scorpio, Fiona. We can vibe with that water sign entity. Yes, I am, Matt. You can have a free yes or no question, or you can have some oracle cards, whichever one you want. We want that thing to turn, Mark. I've been watching that. I just pulled it up. And like from where it's at, it just needs to go like a little bit more up to the north. Damn it. I got everything done today and I'm ready for the hurricane. It's good you got it all done, but I hope you don't need it. Are you going to let your mom and dad come stay with y'all? I feel like they will be very annoyed if they have to deal with the hurricane by themselves. I'm going to just butt in your business and tell you what to do and say that you need to go get them. We always go to my mom's when a hurricane comes. They stay in a better place than us. So they're located in a safer place in terms of where their house is, I guess. You want to ask if Mark's going to be okay? I'll answer it for you, Matt, but I know he's going to be okay because he's had some way worse ones, but Matt worried about you, Marky. It's probably my fault for running my mouth. You are welcome, Miss Bikini. And you get too sad, you know you can text me. Matt be hyping my videos. I didn't even know what hyping my video meant until he put it on a comment the other day. And he was like, I hyped your video. So I was like, thank you. You know, I thought he meant like good job or something. But apparently there's something on YouTube now where you like swipe where the comments are. And then you hit hype. And it does something with points. I don't know. I'm not good at knowing what it means, like in the loop. But I thought that was kind of cool. He be trying to get me in that little algorithm. So, Mark, it sounds like you and your sister needs to go to their house then. You just found out too, Fiona? It must be new. All right, let's give Marky some cards for this hurricane. As the old people used to say, a hurricane. The hurricane. Yes, Dan, I'm definitely not tech savvy. Only thing I know how to do is at work on my computer what they've showed me how to do. This damn hurricane. We are not in the mood for that. I hope your internet stays up. Look at this. This is what you got, Mark. He asked about you and the hurricane, and you got the 9 of Swords reversed. This literally means no need to worry. No need to worry. 9 of Swords reversed. I feel like that's all we need to see, but, you know, whatever. 2 of Pentacles. You probably feel like you've been busy over the day. Like you've had to have like a bunch of irons in the fire, getting things done to prepare for it. And since you did that, You have everything locked and ready. It's like you're hunkered down. No need to worry. So he'll be good. He'll be good to go. It probably ain't going to be fun going through it, but at the end of it, everything will be fine. And it's because he's already done all the things. You can only do it on mobile devices, apparently, Marley. I can't do that on my computer. Okay. I wonder what happens when you hype the video. Like, if it really does put you in the algorithm. Even the 10 of cups is underneath the bottom. So this is like being with his family. And he's probably watching out for everybody. There's him and his sister and the kids. They're going to be good. They got this. I know it's probably a lot of work to get ready for a hurricane when you live in Bermuda. Yeah, we can't be having that. We can't be having that. We have to have Mark so we can be pains in his ass. You're tired because you've been busy doing all the things, Two of Pentacles. Thank y'all. And what'd you say, little piggy? Did you want like a free yes or no question? You said you need my help. I'll give you a question for yes or no, or you can have some oracle cards. The one that's home with y'all is the one that is good about helping you too, isn't it? The baby. So that's good. You still have somebody to, you know, help do the things as long as you lead them. Now I'm going to have to start calling him MacGyver. Yeah, it looks like y'all already have rain coming in, but maybe you can sleep while the rain is raining. He's your helper. Miss Bikini, is that what's in your emergency hurricane kit? Duct tape, rubbing alcohol, and some combat ant poison. You're pretty much ready for anything with that combination of products. I mean, come on. Dan said, is that your meal plan? Mark is the one that told me about the combat ant poison. That's Mark's MacGyver kit. Okay, I should have put that together. I got it now. Fiona, I want to tell you, because you're a fellow Gilmore Girls fan like me. There's this girl on TikTok. I want you to type in like Gilmore Girls Village. So what this lady does is she goes to thrift stores, and she also looks on eBay for Christmas village houses. And she finds houses that are similar to the buildings in the show, and then she paints them so they'll match the color, and she puts the sign on them. I might have already told you about this, but I'm obsessed with it now. I've been on eBay trying to find me a Luke's building, or any building, a Dragonfly, Chilton, Yale, Dosey's Market, Lorelei's house. But she has the whole village. I think she's been working on it like a year or two, so she's managed to get the whole village. Miss Patty's. It's so cool. And what she does is she basically, like, most of the time when she buys the building, it'll have like the right structure, but it needs painting, so it'll like match the colors, right? So she'll show you the before of what it looks like, and you can tell it has what it needs structure wise, but it just doesn't have the colors it needs. So then she goes in and tells you what color she paints it and all that, and she makes her little sign. She has a Kim's Antique shop. She has Richard and Emily's house. She has a Lorelei Jeep and a Luke truck. Like, what? Christmas Village Hoarders. Yes, Dan. They've created a new hoarder, and that's me, because I'm going to be looking for them villages. Tomorrow morning, I have a few things to do, and I'm going to my parents' house to make sure they're okay. I think it's going to be raining tomorrow, too, Mark. Mark Guyver. Yeah, it's a little green Luke's, like his pickup truck, and it's out in front of Luke's Diner. Yes, Dan, you got it. And I do have some village houses that I've had since my mom had them in my childhood, and then she gave them to me. It's only like 3 or 4, but they don't look like those buildings, so I got to get new ones if I'm going to do it. I did find one on eBay where the person had already redone it to be Lorelei's house, and it had like the little garage, and it looked like Lorelei's house, but they wanted like $300 for it because they had already redone it. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just do my own, because that'll be funner anyway when you get to do it yourself. You good, Miss Bikini. So, from what I can tell, she goes to thrift stores, yard sales, like Goodwill, and then also if you go on eBay and just type in Christmas Village houses, and then what I would do, and I don't know if she did this, but I took a screenshot of each building from the show. Like I put Miss Patty's Dance Studio in Gilmore Girls, and then I made me a little album on my phone, and I would screenshot that building so I could have like it in my head when I'm looking. Now Luke's, I kind of have that figured out. I think her Luke's building, even though Luke's is 3 floors high, I think hers was only 2 floors high, but it still looked like it because it had the window right here, the little door, and then the window on this side. Like it was still set up like Luke's. It was just only a 2-story one. But she painted it the right color and everything. And she had the Luke sign on the side of it. Like, what? It was cute. I'm sure if you search Gilmore Girls Village House on TikTok, she'll come up. Because she's probably about the only one. There's like 2 or 3 people on there that was doing it. But she basically finds them, even if they're not the right color, they just have to like have, you know, the correct like placement of the doors, the windows, and all that good stuff. And then she just paints them to match. I guess she said she had like this PDF thing with the directions on it. I don't know if she like sells that or if it's something you can download. But if you think about it, like Emily was Rory for Halloween last year, and we took a regular coffee cup from like the convenience store. They just gave us one, and we printed out the Luke's logo and we taped it on the side of the cup. So if you could print it out very small, you could possibly tape it on the sign. Maybe Mod Podge it on there or something. Oh no. They are cute. They are cute. Because they look just like the show. My sister has 2 trees, one upstairs with all the family ornaments from the 50s to the 70s when we were kids. I bet that's the coolest tree ever. You can, Matt. Let me check you out. You have a couple. Jay, are your ornaments like when you say big family ornaments? I know they have. Like I have a couple of them that are like plastic balls, basically, and they have pictures inside of them from when my kids were little. I always put all their ornaments they made over the years on the tree, even to this day. And I try to get a new ornament every year, just something to add. That's so cool, Dan. We're going to get a general for Matt. Let me see you do it. That is sweet. You meant like big ornaments? I hope so, Fiona. I can only hope so. She had for homecoming week, they had like movie character day the other day, and she went as Rory because we have that Rory costume. We didn't really buy like a Rory Gilmore costume online. We pieced it together. Like we found the skirt, then we found the shirt, then she got the sweater. We got the little blue headband to go in her hair. Jay, I'm confused. Like a big ornament. In my mind, I'm thinking ornament like you hang on the tree. So I don't know. Dan over here talking about titties. I never did, Fiona. My balls hang like ornaments. Well, all right. Dan was thinking titties. Jay's like, no, it's more like balls. I couldn't even picture how it would be with my kids from high school days, I wouldn't think. Like, I don't think I had a good vision of it, or not an accurate vision of it. I put it that way. And now that they've gotten older, it's not like we're roommates, but then again, some days it kind of is. They're at the age where they do their own laundry now. That's pretty cool. We take turns using the washer on Sundays. I get it now, Jay. Now I got you. And I'm over here thinking it was a freaking little Christmas ornament for the tree that lit up or some shit. Sometimes stuff goes right on over my head. Well, that sounds good, Miss Bikini. Now you're ready to eat, see? You need to get you some Stouffer's TV dinners, Miss Bikini. With the macaroni, it's pretty good. Me too. I'm glad you're feeling better. All right, Matt. I got to get down in the gutter, Dan. Okay. All right. So coming up now, like where you're at currently, Matt, or soon, you might feel some type of way about either your finances or your like prioritizing your time. There could be like disappointments around you having like enough free time or enough finances to meet certain needs you have. But Spirit is saying don't like worry too much as long as you're doing your best, because the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. So this is like a seed planted. There's potential here for something new to grow, whether this is having more time or more money. Because Pentacles can be time or money. But it says like there could be disappointments coming up, just say in the next few weeks, where you feel like your money's a little bit short or your time is a little bit short in your daily life. If you get into that energy or you're feeling it now, just know that that's not a permanent thing. There's something here that has potential for you to get more free time or you to make extra money. So all your basic requirement to get this to bloom or sprout is to do your best. If you have an idea, act on it. If you have an intuitive nudge to try something new, act on it. And if you start to feel sad about some sort of short in your money or time, just remember this reading, that it came out this way, and that there's some sort of potential for spare time or extra money to be made. So don't try to like be too hard on yourself if you're worried about it. That's part of being human. We all gonna worry if we're short on money or we have too much responsibility and our time is all promised away from us, right? We get overwhelmed. So there could be disappointments about it, but it's like, see, there's the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So this is like, you're gonna get, it'll be like through small increments of improvement with that Page of Pentacles. And that's like planting a seed for the Ace of Pentacles to sprout. So try not to just get too caught up in the sadness or worry or fear from it. Because this is like something to celebrate once you get out of that energy. It's just going to be temporary. That's the main thing you need to remember. So when you feel like, is this going to be like this forever? No, it's not. As long as you do your best, you act on your ideas, you stay consistent with your efforts, that's all it takes. You'll dig yourself out of that energy. So it's not forever. It's just right now. It's just kind of like part of that up and down of life. If you're in the down, this too shall pass. It'll come back up. So you'll be good. Just keep doing your best and stay persistent. Keep yourself like consistent with your efforts. And even if you start to make small extra amounts of money, like cultivate gratefulness around that. You made an extra $20 because you had to stay late at work. Work on feeling gratitude for that. That's going to attract more towards you, right? Because you're in that vibration of gratitude. Or if you, are overwhelmed with your time being promised away and you get 2 extra hours to do what you want, take a walk and soak in those extra hours and then like be grateful for it. Let Spirit know, hey, I'm grateful for this extra time, or I'm grateful for this extra $20 I made. Stay in that energy and it'll add on to itself. So try not to worry too much. We all have that. Well, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us do. Because we feel like, are we ever going to get ahead? You know? You're very welcome. Dan and his titties, Mark and his coochies. I know it, Fiona. What we going to do with them? Jay said, my mind is always there. This is going to make me sound so stereotypical, but there's lots of men that keep their mind there, I think. I done got hot, y'all. I might have to turn the air conditioner on. Y'all gonna see my unmatching pajamas today. Amy, I'll be in here in a few minutes. I'll be making sure you do it. Okay, I love you. I found some the other day. I wish I still had one in my freezer to show it to you. I got it from Dollar General, to my TV dinners. And this was like, it had like a wrap and it had chicken and rice. And I just took, like, it came with 2 of the little wraps in it. And I just basically put the rice and the chicken in the wraps and made me 2 wraps. Kind of like a soft taco, but it was a little bit different than that. Between a soft taco and an enchilada, and it was good. I got it from the Dollar General. The R-rated gingerbread Christmas cookies. That sounds like something they would serve at the National Lampoon's Christmas Party. Y'all know that movie? That timeless movie. I have to watch that every freaking year with my kids. Even if they don't want to. I turn it on anyway. I agree, Fiona. I love me some enchiladas. It is a good movie. I make them watch Home Alone too. Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, or National Lampoon's Christmas, I think it's called. Oh, Fiona got the DVD. She ready. I know, the other day I was thinking I should get the Gilmore Girls on DVD just for the nostalgia of it. Nowadays, it's like a DVD is nostalgic. Oh, you got you an enchilada from the front of the Safeway store. That sounds good. We ate pasta and cheese sticks today. Only thing was, I forgot to get mozzarella cheese, so all I had was some Parmesan cheese, like in the little container where it's already, y'all know the one, in the little plastic green thing, and you just shake it on there. But that ain't as good as mozzarella. I like to melt the mozzarella cheese on top of the pasta. Just regular old penne pasta with some red sauce on it and some hamburger meat. Yeah, we don't have a Safeway here either. That's the one that gets the Christmas Story is the one that gets the BB gun. There's like certain channels that play that movie for 24 straight hours on Christmas Day. Remember when Clark's boss called him Greaseball instead of Griswold? He was like, put it on the table with the rest of the gifts, Greaseball. And you know, it is a cute movie, but we know it ain't realistic because in the end he gets that big bonus. It's just like a heartfelt good movie though. I like it. And he's got that dang annoying ass family member with the wife and the kids, and they have their camper. Dan said, now that's employment. Morrison's? I've never heard of Morrison's. The only like chain grocery store we have is Piggly Wiggly, which I don't think they have them all across the country, but they do have them around here, a bunch of them. And we have a Walmart. And then we have this one grocery store that's like a small business grocery store. So it isn't a chain. It's just that one grocery store owned by that owner. It has enough stuff to get you by, but it's not like a lot of selection. Hey, universe. Eddie. Yes. Oh, Eddie. Eddie be triggering me, and I'm not even having to deal with him. Fried pussycat. I was trying my best to sound like him. Randy Cade. See, Dan be knowing the real names of the actors. All right, will Universe pass the exam? Y'all know I'm from Georgia, right? And I hit shuffle on my music playlist, and the song that came on was She's So Georgia. That's funny. Because there's like hundreds of songs on here, so I thought it was funny that one popped up. Missouri Breaks? I never heard of that. I know it's bad. There's a lot of movies I never heard of. Alright, will Universe pass the exam? Jay said, hey. I watched the one where they had like a vacation too. That was, I like their movies. They're funny to me. They always got some shit going through. It gets deep on their movies, on their adventures. Dan, did you go to drive-in movies too? Yeah, we could like veg out for a whole weekend and just watch shows together and never get tired of what we're watching, Fiona. I feel that in my soul. I like to watch, like, some people like to watch stuff that gives you like negative emotions, and I'm not judging them. If that's what they like, go for it. But that just never was my thing. I like feel-good stuff that makes me laugh, stuff that makes me feel comfort. Even if it's like older shows, like I love Sanford and Son. If you never watched that, Fiona, he's hilarious. Fred Sanford, the dad, he be making me laugh. I've seen all those episodes. It's like a clean comedy, like it's innocent. Three of Wands. This is for you, Universe. I know I'm running my mouth. Wheel of Fortune. Yes. If there's anything you can do to prepare for this, of course do that so that there's a positive expectation there with the Three of Wands. If there's any way you can study or prepare for it, common sense would tell you yes, do that. But Three of Wands is like doing that part. If you do that, the Wheel of Fortune is here. So I say yes. I'm giving you a yes. I do have Instagram, Jay. I never really post anything except for YouTube. YouTube is my only like real social media, like where there's actually posts. But I do have an Instagram. It just don't have anything on it, so it probably looks like a burner account. It don't have any posts on it or anything. You welcome, Universe. Yes, Red Fox. Like that one episode where the phone company was calling him, like trying to collect their money or whatever, and he's like, I'm about to come put my foot in your hello, because they cut his damn line off. He was basically telling them they can't come cut his phone off, but they cut it off from the office. They took care of him. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. Dan said he got Sanford and Son magnets on the fridge. That's definitely a comfort show when it comes to comedy. Bless the broken road. Jay, you can ask a free yes or no question in here if you want. Is that what you mean? Or you can have an oracle card. Now, if you want like a private reading or something, my email is on my community tab and I do emailed readings. So I check that like once a day. That's how he died, from a heart attack. He was on a show produced by Eddie Murphy when he had a heart attack. Everyone thought he was kidding around. I didn't know that. He was definitely hilarious. I remember like seeing some kind of documentary about him, and they said that he was like trying to get out of paying his income tax. I don't know how true all this was. I remember just watching this. And he was like telling the producers on the show that he wanted his money paid to him in cash because he was trying to basically avoid paying the IRS. And then supposedly the IRS came and like raided his house. Dan trying to call his wife a hoarder. She gonna pop you with her flip-flop, Dan. He said them magnets on the fridge was a way to tell his wife she was a great housekeeper. She gonna get you. Within the next 3 to 5 minutes, you should see her cut them eyes at her. Clark is hilarious, Matt. If you've never watched the Lampoon's Christmas movie, you gotta watch it. She gonna get him, Miss Bikini. Exactly, Dan, because they gonna get their money one way or the other. You right, Fiona. He's not a good husband. I would not want to have to put up with him every day. Heck no. Oh, you done seen it. Can y'all imagine having to live with him? Oh my God. Y'all, I better get off here because it's 10:30 or 10:22. And I know me. I be having to get my 8 hours of sleep so I don't be grumpy. Even though I took a nap today. I did take a nap before I came on here. That makes it better, Dan, when y'all can pick on each other. Exactly, Fiona. He would be getting a boot in his ass. He's like a horn dog when it comes to looking at other women. That ain't cool. Not a good husband. Matt said, bye. All right, I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a good Wednesday. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have to check on Mark again. Greetings to you. You said from Turkey? Is that it? That's pretty cool. You across the world from us. All right, y'all. I see y'all tomorrow, okay? Hope y'all have a good night. Bye.